Hello everyone, Zach here, and today I have another Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary for you on the map Express. This is a free-for-all game where I go 30-4. So my class setup is I am using the TAR with a silencer in stock. I am using perk 1 Greed with Ghost and Hardline, perk 2 Greed with Toughness and Scavenger, and then Dexterity as my third perk. I am using, for score streaks, the UAV, Hunter Killer, and Orbital VSAT. Now, I thought this was a pretty good gameplay. I've been using the TAR a lot more now since I discovered this setup by watching another YouTuber. But I really do like the setup on the TAR. I think it's very good. I feel the the TAR is a very underrated weapon. I really do like it a lot. For me, it kills pretty quick, not all the time, but for the most part, it does the job very well. So let's get on to the commentary topic for this video. Now, the topic that I want to cover is kids these days. Not just kids, but teenagers as well. Now, I am a teenager also, but I am far from what I'm about to talk about. So, what I mean by kids and teenagers' behavior. Now, their behavior has become a lot different than when I was a younger teenager or even a child. Mainly of what I'm seeing this is on Xbox, but I've also seen it in real life as well. And the first thing is the language. These kids and teenagers use some of the worst and foul language I have ever seen come out of somebody's mouth. They use so many derogatory terms, like the N-word, calling people faggots and everything like that. There is no need for that, especially at such a young age, because you never know what is going to happen. They use the most foul language, and I personally, this is my personal opinion, I blame it on the parents. The parents should be the one to step in and say, hey, don't do that, that is wrong, you should not be doing that. So I blame everything on the parents. That the parent should be the one that teaches a child or teenager right from wrong. They should not be doing the things that they are doing. And my second little point is still with behavior, but what I think with behavior is still the language. Now, the teenagers and kids have been calling people these names for a long time, but it seems like this generation has progressively gotten worse at it. So I feel that parents should crack down more on their kids that are using the language, because the society that we live in right now does not need the people like that. We need people that are kind, caring, and able to build this world into a better place. We do not need it to be filled with criminals and people that use that language constantly and treat people poorly. Because this generation, not everyone, there are quite a few people in this world that really do care about other people and really do want to help. But there are some of these teenagers and kids that treat people badly, and it does not need to be that way. Maybe they will grow out of it. Maybe once they grow up and learn to live on their own and they're out of their parents' house, they won't be the exact same way they are now. And that is one of the things that I feel should change. I think people should grow up and learn to treat people with respect, because the way I was raised is a lot different from how other people were raised, because I was always taught manners, to always say please and thank you after everything, or when I'm receiving something. So ever since I was a little kid, I have always done that, and I always will, because I am a very respectful person. I'm a very kind and caring person. I don't really use any type of foul language towards anybody unless I am provoked or I become very angry because of another person's actions. Other than that, I'm really not that much of an angry person. I only get really angry when I'm playing video games. And of course, like I just stated, when another person provokes me to the point where I just fill with anger. And I'm not one of those typical people. I'm a very nice person. However, I do have a very short temper. So any little thing will tick me off, and that's my problem. But I'm kind of getting off topic a little bit. But overall, I think the parents should teach their children not to use such foul language and teach them more or better behavioral skills. That's just my opinion, though. And the next thing is personal items. And I've seen a lot of this on social networking sites, such as Facebook and Twitter, MySpace even though that's a pretty long time ago. Even though it is making a comeback, I'm not entirely sure how well that's going to go, because I haven't really done that much research about it. But personal items. You see these kids nowadays with all these, like 8-year-olds have iPhones and all this advanced technology. Back when I was a little kid, we had like sticks and boxes and rocks. We played outside. We didn't have all the electronics that we grew up around, except for like Game Boys and Nintendo 64, SNES, NES, all those different consoles. We really didn't have as much electronics as they do now. And they're becoming very selfish with this. Like the other day, I saw this picture on Facebook and on Twitter as well that showed a teenager saying that for Christmas her parents got her a white iPhone when she wanted the black one, and she said that she hated her parents because of that. Now, that is very selfish. You should be glad that you got the iPhone in the first place. Your parents didn't have to be the ones to go out and buy you that gift. There's a lot of things like that. Like I saw other pictures where they got like a white BMW and they wanted a red one or something like that. And then they were just selfish about it, saying that they hated people because of just a color. Like, people have all these personal items, they have all this advanced technology at such a young age, and they should be grateful that they actually have these things at such a young age, because when I was young, I really didn't have a cell phone. I had to wait until I became a teenager to have one. I did have like a pay-as-you-go phone, but that was just because of emergencies. And people should be glad that they have these type of things, because the people now in this generation, if they grew up back when I was a kid, I think they would be a lot different. But because we didn't have technology, a lot of it back then, so people grew up differently and they treated people differently. But now they have technology where it kind of controls their life, and it kind of controls what they do every day. And I think that other people on the internet influence them to act a certain way when that shouldn't be the case. They should be their own person and treat people with respect all the time. But anyways, that is what I wanted to talk about. Kids' behavior these days, they use so much foul language that it's ridiculous, especially little kids on Xbox. They constantly yell at you and say swear words over and over, thinking they're cool and everything. And then people are just taking advantage of electronics and everything, that they should be grateful that they actually have these things to begin with. So anyways, that was the commentary. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like rating. If you really enjoyed it, leave a favorite and subscribe if you haven't done so already. That is it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Have a great day.